she asked a good question as well. Her exact replica came
Yeah.
side by side, and she was like this, and the replica had this, but personality, looks, everything was the same. One's a pancake, and one's got some bunda.
I choose the pancake.
You'll choose
Because
you will choose
girls always
you will choose the pancakes.
girls always tell me that big butts make big problems. Boyfriend.
You know what? Give me all the problems.
Yes, we are here again. Again, we are here. Tonil and
Then
this is the Yaadman Podcast.
Adi Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the what?
Yaadman Podcast.
The Yaadman Podcast.
Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast.
All right, the intro song is coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
We have a talented artist, new artist on the block, trying to get it up there. This is the pause. Trying to reach the top. This will be the platform. Look out for new songs coming. If you're a songwriter and you want someone to voice a song and you like his voice, reach out. Reach out. All right. So I'm gonna start off this week. Continuation of Married Man Race, Part 2. Married Man Race, Part 2.
Yeah, I'm cringing already.
It's one of those things, you know. What? To be honest, like I think to be married and cheating is you have to be skilled at it, because you have an entire life at home. You have an entire life. You have an entire life at your yard. When you go home, you have a wife, you have kids, and you still find time to touch the road. You still find time to.
I don't think skilled is the word.
What do you mean? So it's time management, effective time management.
I think disgusted.
Disgusting
is the word, not skilled.
Skill. It is for a man to be able to do that and pull it off. It's just absurd. But let's see. But a lot of men do it, and a lot of men get away with it. Well, we're doing the married man race, you know, but we want some married women race.
Of course, because it's not only us men.
Not a one-way street. And we also want to see what these women say to the married men, because a lot of these women know a man is married and still choose to pursue them and fall for the race. But let's kick it off.
Let's go.
So, I can see your. So the one responds, I can see your pictures. You're married. You respond, yes, but not to you. He's looking for another one.
What's he getting at there?
Oh, this one I can see where the woman has left him on red, but this guy doesn't give up.
Yeah,
so he sends the first message. Good morning, most beautiful girl in the world. She responds, are you not married with children? Then he goes, does it juxtapose or negate your incomprehensible extraterrestrial beauty? This is a wordsmith.
That's a poem, yeah.
Does it juxtapose or negate your incomprehensible extraterrestrial beauty?
I don't even know what juxtapose is supposed to mean, but it's poetry.
Yeah. You're not picking up on something. You know, this is a double entendre. Think about it. He said, good morning, most beautiful girl in the world. I know he's saying she's an extraterrestrial beauty, an outer worldly beauty. Deep it. Meds it. You have to meds that one deep.
Extraterrestrial beauty.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Extraterrestrial. And you know the times he's sending these messages are like...
Yeah, what time? Yeah, more importantly.
The first one was 6:30 a.m. She responded, and then the next day...
What time did she respond?
She responded at 9:30.
So 3 hours later.
3 hours later. Then he went in with the juxtapose, and that was 9 p.m. the next day. And then 5:21 a.m. And then he sends a good morning. Trust that you had a pleasant night. 5:21. 4 days later, good morning at 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
And then another few months,
1 a.m.
he messages good morning at 6:42 a.m. You see, time management. He knows exactly when to message.
It's like planting a farm.
Yeah.
Sowing your seed,
Hey.
getting the crop ready, and he wants to harvest. But
Easy.
1 o'clock in the morning, like, aren't you supposed to be sleeping like
With your
hugged up
wife?
with your wife?
Maybe the wife is sleeping and he decides to see what's going on in the world. See what its potential.
Wow.
But he
Cringe.
doesn't stop though. Like for me personally, if I message a girl and I send 2 messages,
Mhm.
I'm done.
But are you a man? Are you a married man?
I'm not a married man, but I'm a married man. Why would I be
Uh-huh.
messaging someone at 6 a.m. in the morning unless it's an emergency?
Okay.
All right.
Like what? You don't have any sugar at home?
You don't have any sugar.
Looking for sugar?
You need to make the tea before work.
Yeah.
No, but next one. Who's that woman and kids you posted on your status? Oh, that one. She's my wife, but we're just friends. Don't worry.
Yeah. You're just friends. Don't worry.
We're just friends. We're just friends. Don't worry.
We're just friends. We live together, but we're just friends.
Oh my God.
Don't worry.
And she follows up to that and he said, "How about the kids? Are they just your friends too?" His response depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. But what why do ladies entertain this like by replying? Why do they reply?
I don't know. Maybe it's a setup. Maybe it's a trap. Or maybe she's interested.
Could be one off.
Yeah. And this one's just a tweet.
A tweet.
You're the one I love, though. I just married her because she forced herself on me. Have you ever heard someone forcing someone in marriage?
No. That's impossible.
Force him to sign the paper.
That's impossible. Even if held at gunpoint, there's no man that would sign the papers to get married.
True, because you don't know. Us men.
That's forever.
Yeah. Us men also don't like the whole feeling trapped idea as well.
No, nobody likes that feeling.
But if he's feeling trapped, this might be why he's shooting his shot.
If you're trapped, my friend.
Sure. It's not my problem. Anyways, next tweet. On to the next one.
Yeah.
I bought my wife the same cologne you use so that I can smell you in her when I'm not with you.
That is some psychopath.
Like what
Psychopathic behavior.
Like that is no respect.
He's a psychopath. Has to be.
You know what? He's a genius as well.
Why?
He's a genius.
Genius. Oh.
What he brings the side chick home.
Are you advocating for this man, David?
I'm just looking at the genius in it. I'm not saying that.
You're looking at the beauty of the crime.
He's being creative.
The beauty of the crime,
He's
right?
being creative. Think about it. Like your wife will know when she steps in the house if someone else has been in there. And when she goes and lies on the pillow, the marital bed, the pillow, and she smells.
David.
And she smells. Think about it. And she smells.
So you're saying
he's covering his.
So you're saying this man is a genius?
Yeah.
Because I beg to differ.
Why?
He carries his missus. No, not him. His
side chick.
His side chick to his wife's house.
Yeah.
To his house. On the same bed. Breathing the same air.
Yeah.
Leaving hair all over the place.
He probably dates a woman with the same color hair and she wears a wig. He probably buys her a wig as well. Buys her. If your wife is wearing a red wig this week, baby, you gotta get a red wig when you come over.
So he only wants a second version of his wife, basically.
Actually, in this scenario, he says he buys his wife the perfume of the other woman. So that means he wants the wife to basically become the side chick.
Second version of the side chick.
He thought it was easier because when she smells her she's gonna be like, oh, this cologne smells so good, this perfume smells so good.
Yeah.
But it's a side chick. She's a side chick. You know, when she's like, I haven't used this in weeks, and he's like, yeah, but I love the way you smell, so I just sprayed some on the pillow just so it smells like you. Next one. The world of evil.
Very evil.
Tweet. She gave me only girls. You look like you'll give me a boy. Riz.
Married men. I want to know what some of these married men's name. What are the names of these guys doing these things?
They don't. Hold on, let me see. The screenshots actually don't have the names. I think people just don't want the drama. Please post the names. Screenshot the screenshot. That anyone that sends us some married
Get them in
memories,
trouble. Yeah, get
send
them
the
in trouble.
screenshots and we will post them. We will show them. Do we want to do that though? No, we won't do that.
No, we won't do that.
We won't do that.
We won't do that.
Cause irreparable damage to family and kids.
Yeah.
Part of me wants to do it though. Like the dark part. If it wasn't for the wife and the kids, I would do it.
To expose the man?
No, I'm not about exposing anyone, but it would be fun. All right, put their nicknames. Put their nicknames there because we want to associate some names. Are they all Johns? Are they all Pepes?
Rob.
Barry.
Yeah, what are some cheetah like Tyrone maybe?
You know what I'm thinking? Like imagine
Tyrone.
Okay.
I'd love to know some of their names.
Yeah. You just want to click on the profiles and see them. It's a dangerous game that causes damages to families. Next one. This one is a WhatsApp thread. WhatsApp chat. Aren't you like married or something? Not really. I don't get it. What do you mean not really? Laughing my ass off. I mean, sometimes I'm married and sometimes I'm not. When I'm at home, I'm married. When I'm not at home, I'm single.
Then how? I not understand.
Think about it. So let's go over it again so you can get this one. I hope the fans get this
one.
No,
but understand. I understand, but I don't understand the logic.
Like, when he's in the streets, he's in the streets. When he's at home, he's married. When he's at home with his wife, he's married.
I see.
But outside of that,
he's not.
No, so as soon as he steps out of the house, the ring comes off and he's for the streets. Wow. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Send us some more to see where we can add some more to our panel. I do have a scenario, and before we jump into today's topic, actually, I don't know if you want to talk about this. Mm-hmm. This one came up on our Reddit Jamaica page.
Yes, a juicy one.
You want to talk about this one?
Yeah.
We can talk about this one?
Of course.
All right. So someone posted on Reddit, is a big butt important to Jamaican men? She's like, I'm an 18-year-old female and I'm dating a Jamaican man, but I have a flat ass.
Wow, problem.
Flat ass.
Problem.
And it feels like a big butt is really important in attractiveness for Jamaican men. My boyfriend follows local girls who are really thick and likes their pictures, and it makes me feel insecure and jealous.
Oh, God.
I've started trying to work out and give myself a bigger bum. This is a Brit.
Sounds like it.
I always worry it isn't big enough for him, and maybe he secretly wishes it was bigger. A girl with a big butt will always make a man's jaw drop when she walks by, especially if he's Black, Jamaican. That's so stereotypical. I feel offended by that.
I don't.
I feel offended.
I don't. You know why?
Why?
Jamaican men and big body is like 5 and 6.
Right next to each other.
Right next to each other. One comes after the other. Believe me.
No, bro. But to say that it's only Jamaican men, like...
No, it's not only Jamaican men. It's not only us. Yeah. Never.
Okay.
But, I don't know. Okay. Men like these things, these...
You have ass men, you have tits men.
You know, different men like different things.
The ass man.
But I feel a bit sorry for her in the sense... And you know what? A part of the problem that she's facing is social media.
Yeah.
Seeing her boyfriend looking at the other pictures.
Yeah.
And liking the other pictures and all these kind of things. It creates insecurity.
She's making the comparisons.
Yeah, she's comparing, and that's never good. Yeah. Nobody likes to compare themselves to anybody else, you know?
True. And she goes on to say,
I don't think she should have to go through that.
I hope not. Yeah. She goes on to say, men are visual creatures. They can't resist, and that sucks. Disagree again. I know that's probably a shallow way of thinking, but I can't help but feel like it's true, especially the way it's hyped up in every song. I just feel very inadequate being a black girl with a flat ass. So I'm wondering how important it is. How
Yeah.
big of a role does it play? Would you leave your girl if the same version of her but with a fatter ass came along? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm not looking for sympathy or to be bashed or anything. I'm just looking for honest answers, please. So she's a black girl with a fat ass.
First of all, I think
That's
another
that's problematic.
another another factor to this thing is what we call self-love. I think if you love yourself enough, you will not like try to compare yourself with anything that anybody has. What's for you is for you, what's for me is for me.
Yeah. What for you can be unfair. You.
Just like that. But I think self-love plays a part in this insecurity as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's you mentioned the social media, right?
Yeah.
And she mentioned that her biggest factor is in the music, all those songs about having a big ass in the music.
I think that's what we call manufactured consent.
Yeah.
When it comes to those kind of things. They put it in your face so much.
Yeah.
Until you yourself will start to look for it.
Society start believing it and reflecting it, and
Yeah.
now everyone's getting BBL. This girl's she's 18 years old, and if she's feeling like this at
Exactly.
18, that
Yeah.
she's not good enough for him,
It's not good, yeah.
it's only gonna cause more damage, and she might go down the path of getting a BBL. But she's going down a different path. Actually, she's going to the gym, and I hope it works out for her.
I hope it.
And I don't feel like having a big ass will solve all her problems.
No. But as I said, most of all, I hope she grows to love herself. You know? Because in life, you have to read your book before you can read anything else in life.
Yeah.
Know yourself, love yourself.
But she asked a good question as well. Like, if her exact replica came
Yeah.
side by side, and she was like this, and the replica had this, but personality, looks, everything was the same, which one would be chosen? Which one would you choose?
Me?
Yeah. Which one would you choose? I'm gonna be on. Which one would you choose at the end of the day?
I'd choose her truest version.
Yeah, but they're both the same. One just has a bigger ass than the and one has no ass. One's a pancake and one's got some bunda.
I'd choose the pancake.
You'll choose
Because
girls
always
you will choose the pancakes.
girls always tell me that big butts make big problems. Even for their boyfriend.
You know what? Give me all the problems. I don't hear a flat ass solving any problems. I'm sorry to be a part of the problem, ladies. I'm sorry to be a part of the problems, but it's my preference. Just like how you have women.
Yeah,
out
we
there
all
that
have
a
preferences.
preference.
It's
where
fine. It's
they
okay.
want taller guys. They might not want as big guys as me. They want a skinnier guy or some shit.
Someone
It's my
six
preference.
figures.
Yeah, it's my preference.
Yeah.
And I would 100% go for the one with the bigger visually. If it's just a visual thing, I would choose, because for me,
It's more visually pleasing.
it's more aesthetically pleasing, and to be honest, like, I'm thinking about other stuff and other factors that might come into play,
Yeah.
and the pancake thing doesn't work for me.
But I think that all goes back to manufactured consent.
Yeah, no,
Let me explain why. When I was younger, like 10 years old, 9 years old, I used to watch these movies. And you wouldn't really see curvy women in these movies. You would see a nice, slim girl with a nice smile, beautiful eyes, for example. But she wouldn't be that curvy. And everybody, like, those girls were like the queens of that time. They're still queens in these times,
You're talking about the 80s and 90s when Hollywood
80s, 90s, 2000s.
Yeah, where it was filled with sticks.
Think about models like, for example, Brown Sugar, the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know that actor's name, but she was like on the pedestal in those times. And if you look at her now versus now,
Was Brown Sugar with Eve or Brandy? I don't know.
I think it wasn't Brandy.
I think she had a show.
It was Mark Epps.
Hold on, I can just research it.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, manufactured consent in the sense that that's the image that they would push back then. And this image that they push with the BBL and the girls getting surgery and all these things on their lips, I think that's the ideal, quote unquote, ideal
Yeah, but
standard of beauty these days.
so the standard of beauty has changed.
It has.
So it was with Sanaa Lathan and Queen
Yes,
Latifah.
man, that is the lady, man. What a beautiful woman. What's her name?
Sanaa
Lathan.
Lathan.
Yeah, man.
I can never remember her name, but I always.
It wasn't Mark Epps, actually. It was Tay Diggs. Tay Diggs.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah, yeah.
Yeah, man.
And this guy,
Most
Boris.
Def.
Most Def. Yeah.
Yeah,
Most Def.
she has played a role in my overall development as a teenage adult. Yeah.
Then you can understand what I mean.
Yeah.
You remember seeing her and her standard of beauty, right? And yeah.
Yeah, but that was good. I think standards of beauty evolve with the time and change with the time. And now we're in a period where the thick girls are winning.
Yeah. I think it's still manufactured consent.
No, it's just how society evolves. Like men and women used to be smaller creatures. And they've grown and adapted to the time.
So after 2007 we just started to get
No, I think it became a part of the culture. You know, culture, the art in the culture.
Yeah.
Is what inspires the people. So when hip hop and dancehall started to get bigger and they started to sing about the perfect girl is a girl with a fat ass or
and the Coca-Cola shape.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola bottle shape and all those things.
Yeah.
It just became what we liked. And then when you have celebrities like the Kardashians,
I think that's them winding us up, manufacturing
so
or
this,
consent.
This was always a part of the black society. But then when, let's say, you had the face of the big ass for the white section, though, the Kardashians, now everyone's like, that looks good.
And that's how they manufacture our consent.
But to be honest, like, I think when as soon as I dropped out of the womb, my nurse had a fat ass, so I was like,
oh God.
I was like, I need that. I need that.
Well, yeah. At the end of the day, we just have to admit that, Jamaican man and Yash. Some people call it Yash.
I'm not afraid to admit.
5 and 6.
That's my preference. All my friends know it. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna lie about it. No cap. That's my preference. I need something. I need something, bro. I don't even like eating pancakes. What are we gonna be slapping, man?
Oh God.
No, Rasta.
We love them all.
I love some more than some. I have preferences. I'm not gonna be one of those people that, I love everyone. No, I prefer.
Yeah, I prefer.
I prefer it. You know what? Cancel me if you want. I prefer it, and that's not gonna change.
All right, Rastafari.
Your next girl, I'm gonna get you a flat ass girl and see how you like it.
Me?
Yeah. No.
Don't drag me into your web. Please. I beg now.
Okay. So to you now, the proverb of the week. I think
proverb of the week.
We just said it actually, without even realizing. Just said it without realizing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Yeah, what for you can be and for you.
Yeah. What's yours can never be for somebody else.
Yeah.
Love yours.
Yeah.
Love yours.
Will never change. What's for you can't be and
but
can't be not yours.
We say it a different way back home.
Which other way
in Patois. It says, if you don't have turkey to eat, you should be able to settle with eating a vulture. And in Patois,
eat a dranko. I'm not eating no dranko.
In Patois we say, if you not have turkey for yam, settle with jankro. If you not have turkey for yam, settle with jankro.
I don't know.
I love that saying.
I don't know if
love yours.
It's a good saying, sell for what's there and be happy with it.
Yeah.
But I have one life.
So you're saying
I have one life and I want one wife. and my one wife needs to
Be a turkey.
she needs to she needs to be
A turkey.
she needs to be curved.
A turkey.
There needs to not be any sharp edges. there
A
needs
turkey.
there needs to not be the sharp edges. I should be able to carve, not be carved. No
No
sharp
bones.
edges. To keep up the figure. A
Yeah.
balance. I need a balance. I need a balance. I need a balance. And it's I would say somewhat difficult to say that I am attracted to other things. Obviously, someone can be beautiful and have like a not a lot of ass, great personality, and be a great person.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just not for me.
I
And
understand.
once it's not for me, it's not for me. It's for someone else.
Some people like big booties. Some people like a good conversation.
You're making me sound shallow. You're making me sound so shallow. I'm not saying that that's everything, but when you meet a woman, what draws you in?
Of course, the physical looks.
The physical looks.
Her
is the
phenotype,
first thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the first thing you see.
I won't say that when I see your personality first.
No.
I see who you are on your forehead.
Nah.
No, but what gets me to you is, you know,
Yeah, but
your phenotype.
Yeah, I've been drawn in by smiles and eyes and stuff like that. But when the smile is there and the eyes is there, and then you turn around and it's there, and I'm like, whoa, there's a glare. There's nothing to fear. I'm there.
You see stars when
Yeah. Planets. I need to see something. To see a planet. But thank you for that section. We're moving into a new segment now.
Yeah.
I think we want to talk about the differences within the nightlife scene between Jamaica, Spain, America, in terms of it. So, Tony, what do you think about going out? What's your typical night out in Jamaica like? When you go out for your night, what?
Okay, so this includes. So first of all, when you plan to go out in Jamaica, you call your friends from 2 weeks before and say, "Hey guys, in
Facts.
2 weeks we're going to this party on this Saturday. Do not make any plans."
Facts.
And during those 2 weeks, you say, "Wow, where may I go wear? Where may I go wear? What am I going to wear?" And you start to think, I wore this the last time. I might wear this again, but with a different flavor.
We don't repeat easily that quick.
No, but repeat shows ownership. Very important to us.
Fast fashion.
But we try not to repeat. And then, you start to save your little money between here and then. And then when the day comes, you confirm with your friends, you're about to go out, and you guys will meet somewhere. Most of us, honestly, don't drive in Jamaica. No, I'm not saying most of us don't drive.
There's always one in the crew that drives.
There is always one
One or
person who
two.
drives. And for example, if you live along the way to the party, they'd pick you up. And sometimes there'll be 5, 6 of us in the car going to the party. And when we get there,
Sometimes more. Sometimes.
depends on the night. Depends on the kind of night that we plan to have. And you get there to the venue. There's always a list of things that you will see at any night event in Jamaica. First of all, the jerk man. The jerk pan has to be there.
Jerk man. Pause.
Because where the
jerk chicken vendor.
where there's nightlife, there's people wanting to eat food. Then you have
Herbs man.
the herbs man.
By
The herbs man. The man will sell like the little sweetie there, man, little kind of things there. So those guys, so there may be some men in my country that would have like crates with things in their head, on their head. They would have sweeties,
some
snacks, peanuts, natural juice, like roots.
Yeah. Good
You
for
know?
back.
Another thing you would see. Police, sometimes,
Security.
depends on the event, but you always see security. And the big batty girl them.
women in short
And
shorts.
the girls, yeah.
It's a staple. It's a staple. Oh, my
5 and 6. 5 and 6. Those are
that's
4 things you will always see at
for,
going any night event in Jamaica.
yeah. And there are some other differences. Like for me, like
Yeah.
that's you saying you're going to like a fully structured event. You're going to an event where acts
Ah,
are
well,
stuff.
yeah.
For me,
There's that.
for where I grew up, that was mostly in the city. You go to a structured event like that. Where I grew up, we had mostly street dances. So
I
in the
prefer street dances than going to any setup event,
Yeah.
to be honest.
street dances
Are pure culture. Pure culture. It doesn't get more cultural than going to
than
a street dance.
I miss a street dance.
Wow.
I miss a street dance. Like even though I was never one to go to a lot of parties or street dances,
Yeah, me either.
whenever I got dragged to one or I felt like it was time for me to venture out and socialize. Going to a street dance, it's cool. We don't have like the pre-drinks culture really, or maybe it's different.
No.
We have the pre-sleep culture where
And eating before, yeah.
yes, where you would sleep until like 1 a.m. Then you wake up and you get dressed. And then you go to the party to arrive around 2, 3 a.m. And then you party till 6:30, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
in the streets. It's a different vibe, different acoustic sound systems, people dancing. Definitely a different kind of dancing.
Different, yeah.
Everything is makeshift. The sound is being generated like basically bridging the electricity, not plugging into a box.
Of course, because this is expensive. This all this electric equipment.
Makeshift. Chances are the person keeping the party 9 out of 10 times no permit.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Just telling the police, hey, I'm going to have an event, or if he has a police
Yeah.
friend, you say, hey, you
give
know, I'm
them
having
give
this
them the
event on
heads up.
Sunday.
Give them the heads up, and when they come through,
You give them a beer,
you
and them cool.
You just have a conversation with them behind the bar. Let them know everything is copacetic, and
that's it.
that would
Everybody is happy at the end of the day.
be- yeah, but
You know?
But sometimes I miss that. Like right now, going out on a night out here in Spain is so much different. So typically everyone starts out by like, oh, we're going out tonight. Okay, where are we going? Oh, we're gonna go to some bars and then probably a club or something.
Yeah. These people, they tell you the day that you're going out, that we're going out tonight. They don't give you any time to prepare.
No, for me, well, I know I'm going out most weekends, but
Yeah.
it's a situation where someone's like, oh, come to my place, bring some liquor, we'll drink there, and then after we drink, they will say, oh, come over at 10. I'm like, okay, 10. And normally I should be sleeping to prepare to wake up and set my alarm to wake up at 1
Yeah.
to shower and get ready and go. But they're like, come over at 10, we'll have some drinks and play some board games, play some drinking games and stuff. I'm like, all right, fine, let me try this. It's not too bad. By the time you're leaving the house, everyone's a bit tipsy. Everyone's like,
ready.
everyone's nice. Everyone's feeling nice. Everyone's ready to go to the club. I'm like, okay, when I leave the house, I should be going to the club. They're like, no, we're going to this bar to have a drink.
Yeah.
Go to that bar.
Bar hopping.
You have a drink at that bar. Everyone finish their drink. They're like, oh, what's the next plan? Oh, we're going to another bar. Before the night is done, you go to 5 bars in like 3 hours. And then you end up at a club until like 7 a.m. And you go to the club when the bars close the bars close around 4 a.m. and then the clubs continue until 7 a.m. 6:30, 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, in the region we are. And
It's tiring.
it's tiring, it's exhausting, and it's
I've
long.
I've done it like maybe I can count on one hand.
It's long. It's long.
It's just long days. I want to party for 3 hours and go home.
Go hard. Just go intense
Just
for 3 hours.
intense for 3 hours and then I go home.
Yeah, but the
But
social,
following it up, going for a whole night.
think about it. The social battery from 10. It's a full-time job.
It's a
from
job.
10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
That's a work shift.
That's 9 hours.
That's a work shift.
10 p.m. to 7 a.m. You with people. And sometimes they're like, oh, we're not ready to go home yet. Let's go get breakfast.
Brunch.
Let's go get breakfast. Let's go.
Shit.
Let's go have breakfast.
Yeah. That's how people go out over here.
And that's insane.
The
But
bar hopping culture, yeah.
to be honest, I like stopping after the bars and just calling it a night.
Yeah.
I'm getting old.
My battery has been exhausted.
I'm old.
Thanks for inviting me. I will see you tomorrow. I will see you in the week.
Yeah.
But that's it for me. My social battery, I need to charge it again.
Yeah. Also, big difference as well. The way people dress.
Yeah.
The way people dress here is absurd. I'm not saying you have people that dress bad. I'm not saying you have people that don't dress well, but you have a primary percentage of the population that dress is horrible.
I'd say they give you a no care dress. I dress how I want to dress, and I feel good. I feel confident in these clothes that I'm wearing. No. I will pegar una fiesta. I will enjoy this party to the fullest with what I'm wearing, and nobody can tell me anything. Tomorrow I'll tell the story.
No, like it's ridiculous. Like basically,
I like it.
A t-shirt that is obviously a t-shirt you wear around the house.
I like it.
A pair of jeans that has seen. If you can see a pair of jeans that's supposed to look old, but it looks older than old. The sneakers, the same sneaker, dirty white Air Forces, predominant. Mm-hmm. It's never clean. It's so different in terms of the visual appeal. The women will look fantastic, except the ones that wear the dirty sneakers as well. You know what? I always come at y'all clean the shoes, and I will never change that. Mm-hmm. But the men here, there's no competition. Like if I go out, like I would never go out in this, even though a video you hit. But you would see a guy in a sweater, and not even a nice
just a normal sweater.
That's something you wear around the house to keep warm. Like you see this guy walking on the street, you have no idea he's going to a party. In Jamaica, if you see someone walking on the street, you know exactly where they're going based on how they're attired.
Yeah.
If he's wearing shorts and slippers, you know he's just going for a chilled walk or something. If he's wearing jeans, nice shirt, nice hat, jewelry and stuff, you know they're going somewhere else. It's similar in America. There's more of a hypebeast culture and a culture where you have to look your best when you go out because you get judged on it. But here, I'm realizing like even women, they don't really care how a guy dresses that much.
But on one hand, I'd say I kind of like it, but that people here, they don't place as much value on how they look. I believe that one should carry themselves in a way that is suitable wherever you go. Mm-hmm. But these people, they don't. If you look at how they dress when they go out, they're happy with where they live, their cars, the food that they eat. These people, I think it's like a rounded thing that they don't really care much about like the things that they have. As long as they're having fun or that's it for them.
That part of the
fun, I actually like it.
Part of the fun of going out is, I know sometimes it's pressuring, picking out what to wear or,
It's pressure.
But that's
pressure
a part of the
and
fun,
money and
that's
time.
That's a part of the fun.
Yeah?
That's a part of the fun.
For me, it's pressure. I understand it. Like, for example, you're going out to a party, you try to dress your best. And when you dress your best, usually in our country, people would tell you,
yeah,
wow, you look good, my boss. Bumbleclad, the girl, the man. Yeah. Fresh to death, to the bone.
One thing I've never heard anyone here say, oh, what the hell was he wearing? He looked horrible. What the hell was she wearing? No one says anything like that.
No, those words basically don't exist in their vocabulary.
They don't talk about it.
People might, some people do, but the majority, they don't. As long as, as I said, they're having fun, they, just leave that thing to the side. It's like, for example, like how you dress in our countries is a form of like your status. We associate status with how you dress.
One of my friends calls it peacocking.
It basically is
peacocking. But I'm just saying like you should be presentable.
No, definitely. You have to be presentable. I believe so. I was grown that way. I will follow that path.
Being very
until forever.
And no one here takes that seriously. and I feel like it reflects what's going on the inside as well, I think.
You know, one thing I notice about people here in Murcia specifically, and in Madrid, people here in Murcia, sometimes when they dress fine, they wear all black.
There's no color.
There's an all black culture here. I don't know why. Like everywhere you go on nights out, you will see people dressed in black. Groups and groups of people. Black shoes, black pants, socks.
If you wear
all the way up.
If you wear something in yellow here, you stand out. You like any color, any form of color you wear here, you stand out. You have a friend that I've never seen him in even a white t-shirt.
Yuri,
me
know.
Full black.
Always black.
I don't think he has a piece of white clothes in his.
He does. Closet. I've seen him, but I can maybe say on one hand how many times I've seen him outside of the color black. But I think I asked one time, like why, but nobody can explain it to me. No, it's just a thing.
No, it's just like
they dress in one second. They dress in black here in Murcia, in Madrid. They dress in beige.
In Europe, it's a European thing.
Beige.
No, it's not only in Spain. It's a European thing, like wearing darker colors in the winter.
I guess it's a science.
No, it's the form of fashion that they go for. Like, remember, we grew up in a society where we didn't have seasonal changes. So now they need to wear
the colors based on the
trap
season.
The heat. Like the darker colors that trap the heat.
You think it's that deep? You think it's that?
Yeah, it is that deep.
Well thought about.
All right. Would you wearing all black in Jamaica in the middle of the sun? That's
no, of course we are not. I'm not a kuno mono.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, you know.
I think it has to do with the weather as well. Because look at the shift. Like, you remember? I think I have a pink shirt. Yeah. It looks. I think pink T-shirt, and you saw. I think you saw it, and I wore it in September. No, not the pink T-shirt. I wore lime green shorts.
Man.
You know the lime green shorts I have, right?
Yeah, man.
I wore that lime green shorts in September, coming out as soon as it flipped over to the autumn, but it was still warm enough.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, dressing like it's spring. You're dressing like it's summer.
Yeah.
I just wore it with a white T-shirt and white sneakers. It's just simple.
Simple, yeah.
And it was a big shock. All right. So, let us know if we missed anything, any differences that you want us to talk about, anything you want to add, as it relates to cultural differences. We have to visit this again because obviously we're just giving a broad overview. Yeah. There are different insights, especially when it comes into the food, the music. Lots of differences.
The social
interactions
in a party, for example. Yeah. That one is
that's a lot different. So
that's a whole episode, yeah.
That's a whole episode. How to be single on a night out in Spain.
Hey.
How to operate the system and see how it goes. So we'll visit that, but we have a little more time.
Yeah.
I want to play a game. A tier game. This is me. I want you to rank. We're gonna do a top ranking. So the ranking segment. This game.
Yeah.
Ranking 1 to 5.
Okay.
1 to 5. Remember, number 1 your best. Number 5 your worst.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it for the genres of music.
Okay.
First thing is the genres of music. So it's a little tough one.
Okay.
Okay. 1 to 5. Where would you rank? Let's say pop music.
For me, 5.
Pop music 5.
5.
You put pop music at 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where would you put jazz music?
Number 2.
Jazz at number 2.
Jazz number 2 or 1.5.
has to be somewhere. Okay. Where would you put country music?
I don't listen to a lot of country music, but I would put them at number 4.
Country
number
music.
4, yeah.
So you have 1 and 3 free.
Yeah.
1 and 3 free. Okay. Where would you put hip hop music?
Oh shit! If I knew you were going to ask me this,
that's the beauty of it. You don't know.
3. That's to be 3.
Okay, you put hip hop at 3.
Yeah. That's the lowest I can put it right now.
Okay. Where would you put classical music then?
Classical meaning like
Beethoven, those guys.
well, I would
Mozart.
switch. I'd switch.
Can't switch, so it's at number 1.
All right, so well, yeah, and I'm still not upset with that ranking.
So
honestly,
for you, it's classical music. Number 2 is
jazz.
jazz.
3rd
three,
is hip hop. 4th was country music.
And the 5th was pop.
Yeah.
What do you hate again? What do you hate against what do you have against Michael Jackson?
No, I don't. No, pop music is anything like the popular music of the time, and honestly, the popular music of this time for me, I don't subscribe to it. I will listen to it if I'm in a store, in an elevator, in a taxi or a bus, but it doesn't get inside me as, like, for example, jazz would get inside me or get inside my head.
Fair. I
Honestly,
think the popular music.
I have nothing against popular music, but it's just not for me.
It's hard to have a popular song that a lot of them with Michael Jackson withstands time, but it's harder for popular music to withstand time, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is because it's pop. It's popular at this time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. All right. I think we can call it there. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Definitely please subscribe, click, share. Just do something for the youths.
Yes.
If you want things to improve, the best way to do that is to subscribe
and write comments.
And share. Share even
Tell us
more.
what you like. Tell us what you don't like.
Exactly. And if you have friends in Musia, you're listening here, send it to them so
Yes.
that they can come up to us. I think we'll try to do like a vox pop in the street and talk to some Spanish
I love
people.
that. I love that.
Talk to some Spanish people at some point and put some clips in.
Yeah.
If that's something you want, request it. If you want to see how the city looks outside of the couch in my apartment, you gotta request it and
also express your grouse. If you're upset with something that we said, tell us. I would love to know.
No, you tell him what you're upset with. I can't take it. I'm very soft and
I'm thick-skinned.
My heart can't take it. So please be nice to me. I know I'm the mean one, but be nice to me.
Yeah.
But don't forget, subscribe and share. And we out.
The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast. The Yaadman Podcast. Tell you about the Yaadman Podcast.
Subscribe now. We out.